Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the RMTV Women's Podcast. And instead of trying to decide which episode number it is, which I do every week, we've decided from this point onwards that this is
Yeah.
going to be basically a whole new season. We've literally gone from episode 1 to I think the last one was 193,
Yeah.
which is like kind of like a weird number to stop on, but we thought new season, let's
Yes.
just start afresh, start again. So
Mhm.
we've also just had a moment of realization where we
Oh my
think
God.
this is our sixth season of like covering.
It must be.
If our maths is correct, it'll be season 6, episode 1, starting now, which is absolutely crazy.
Mental. Absolutely mental.
I still feel like I'm 18 and I'm
Yeah.
not. So
I wish I was still 18.
yeah.
Hmm. Well and truly.
Yeah. Also, for some like new viewers as well, because we've had a few new subscribers over the last couple of weeks, which is really nice. Who may not know, I'm Lauren. This is Amy.
Ah, yeah.
We talk all things Liverpool FC women. We try our best to do as many videos, sometimes on a weekly basis, sometimes just when
It
we
should,
can.
notice on should be
Be.
weekly now because the season started. I feel like we needed
Yeah,
a bit of
we
time.
are very much
Mm.
into it during the season. In the off season, we kind of have a little break, which is us is always a
A
nice.
sabbatical, if you
Yeah,
will.
it's kind of like a nice refresh for us, we feel like. But the season has started. We have played game 1, and what a game it was. But before we get into it, obviously some of the big news that has come out this week for Liverpool FC women, well, over the last couple of weeks, is that they have officially started training at Melwood. That is the permanent facility for Liverpool FC women now, which is unbelievable. We were lucky enough, we went down on Friday, we got invited down to the official opening, as we should say. There's a lot of very important people there, which
Don't know
made
why we were
me,
there, like, but
yeah,
yeah.
we were just very much, we'll stay in the back and just, observe from afar and just take it all in. But yeah, so it was a really nice day, wasn't it? And it was nice. The sun was
Amazing.
shining, like it was just a all round nice couple of hours that we got to spend there. And I think as well, what was really nice is like one of the takes that I took away from it as like Liverpool as a team is like how connected they all are, which if that makes sense, like the team this season seems like a very good, like tight-knit group of people. Like they're all friends, if that makes sense. And not that they haven't all been
Yeah.
friends over the last couple of seasons, because I think that's one good thing about our team is that there's never been kind of like different sets of groups and stuff. But I think like all the new players that have come in have kind of just fit right in straight away. There doesn't seem to be like a weird dynamic amongst the teams, and especially seeing them training on Friday and like being up close and personal, and like being able to listen how they talk to each other and do like speak to each other and training and stuff. It's just I feel like that kind of reflected on the pitch on Sunday as well, which was kind of like a nice takeaway from Melwood on Friday.
It was. I feel like I was quite like shocked with how like integrated the new summer signings already were. I think we were missing a couple of them. I can't remember exactly. I don't think all of them were there, but the ones that were like Herbinger or whatever how you pronounce it. I felt like she was like cracking jokes with
Mm.
everyone and was like very much in the middle of any like banter that was going on.
Yeah.
And I think Jenna Clark was like obviously involved in that as well. So that was really, really cool to see. And I think the whole thing that I got is the mentality switch. Like it feels so I don't think like I don't feel like professional is the right word, but something's changed. And I think like having your own facility, having your own space, having your own area, and not like training on the pitch at the side of the men's training ground at Tranmere, for example. Like it's your own purpose space.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's obviously got to impact you positively, like mentally, and like you're turning up to training ready to train in your own area, in your own sort of bubble, if that makes sense. And that's kind of thing I got. As soon as you step in, like there's pictures of the players on the walls. There's a timeline of all of the history of the women's team on the wall as soon as you walk in, like the changing room, everyone has their own slot. It's all together now. I believe in Tranmere there used to be two different
I think there
rooms.
was like separate rooms, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now they're like all together. It's all branded. It's got like quotes and like everything about Liverpool is in that building. And I think naturally as well, the history that comes with Melwood, like the players that have trained there before, like we watched that video just before Billy Hogan gave his speech, and there was like the old videos of Dalglish and Gerrard and all of them, and it's like, wow, this all happened here. And I feel like I really resonated with the fact that it was like it's the women's team's turn now to create that same history for them.
Yeah.
And I think that was maybe, I don't know if you agree, but that was like the biggest thing that was like repeated throughout the day with lots and lots of different people. So yeah, it's amazing. It was really quite surreal to be there, wasn't it? Like you were like,
Yeah.
whoa, what is going on? And then to like watch the training session as well. And oh my God, they go ham in the training session. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just feels different. And I don't know whether obviously the win on Sunday is making me feel that even further, or maybe it's clouding me a little bit, but it just does feel a bit different, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I think as well, like, I can't remember who was saying it, but like the team want to like get in that little bit earlier and have breakfast with each other and be able to sit
Yeah,
down with each other and have conversations or stay afterwards and chat and just hang around with each other rather than going in for training, going out after training, like literally just seeing each other
yeah,
at training and going. Like obviously people obviously socialized outside of that, but it's a facility that can be used for like an all day thing now. Like they probably
it's
don't,
not just a pit stop, is it?
yeah, they
No.
probably don't feel pressured that they have to leave or they, there's certain time slots like they literally have like their own schedule now that like suits them. And
Yeah.
I think that will be like a massive, massive thing for us this season. Like I think obviously like you said there, like that win on Sunday could be like clouding our judgments at the minute because obviously riding high of beating Arsenal at the Emirates on the opening day,
Yeah.
beat Chelsea at home last season. So it's like, you know,
Yeah.
what you don't know what's going to happen going further into it, but it just kind of feels that little bit different for me. And
It does. It really does.
I don't know whether that's just like you said, us with our like rose-colored glasses on, but it's nice to have that little bit of optimism going into the season rather than
It's it,
not
it's
having it.
it's like they've never had this before. That's probably
Yeah,
why we're feeling this way, that they've never been set up enough
yeah,
to they've never been given the full resources to be able to do what they need to do. And it feels like, especially just from a facilities point of view, that feels like that's been like put to the forefront and like looked at and sorted.
yeah,
Um and who knows, like who knows what's gonna happen this season. Like I think we'd be silly to sit here and go, we're gonna win the league, I don't know, whatever. But I feel like we're in a position now where that's not it's far away, but it's not impossible now. Like I feel like we've been given the right tools to be able to at
yeah.
least push higher up the table, which I presume is what is the goal for this season.
Yeah, I think Matt Beard put it like well in it, like when he signed like his new deal was like it's the early stages of like a new beginning, basically. Like it's like a building, like it's setting the foundations for the next like 5, 6 years probably of where
Yeah.
the club probably want to be and are hoping to be. It's just
Well,
kind of,
that goes in hand with Matt Beard signing his
yeah,
new contract as well, keeping him here for longer. So
yeah,
obviously, like this is I know I feel like I'm a broken record when I say this because I feel like we say this all the time. It's like the start of the plan and like the 5 year whatever, blah, 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 on and on from there. I can't remember what I was gonna say. I had a phrase that I was gonna say, but I've forgotten it. But
but I think
yeah,
when you say like you feel like a broken record saying it, I feel like in the past we've tried to like use that like so optimistically and like
yeah,
trying to like trick ourselves, but there's definitely been moments over the last couple of seasons where we've probably said it and we probably haven't meant it.
Yeah, and
Whereas
didn't
like
know actually
now,
what we were saying. Yeah.
yeah, whereas now it's like you have got your own training facility. Yes, you're still playing at Prenton, which it's not a terrible stadium, do you know what I mean? Like you're very lucky to be able to play in a stadium like that. Would we like our own like facility, our own stadium for the women? Absolutely, but that's not as easy. Like, look how long it took for us to get Melwood. So that's
Yeah.
not something that you can just kind of magic overnight. And,
Mm.
we've got the derby at Anfield again, which is obviously going to be a regular occurrence over the next couple of seasons, which is always good. But it kind of just hopefully sets the foundations to have more games at Anfield and kind of pinpoint those ones across the season that you'd be like,
Yeah.
that is a big marquee game that should be played at Anfield if the stadium's available. And it kind of just sets the tone for like
Yeah.
moving forward for that, which I think is what the club's idea hopefully is. It's just about kind of putting that into play now, which, we have no idea what completely goes on behind the scenes, but there's no doubt that they've got plans that they want to put in place
Yeah.
and immediately. And I think the derby and all of the work they're putting into that is like is basically huge and showing their commitment to like moving forward with the team rather than just keeping them where they were.
Yeah.
So and I
Just
think
elevating.
yeah, exactly. And I think we'll move on to the Arsenal game now. Like we went into that game expecting to come away with nothing from it. And that's
Mm.
not us being like harsh on the team. That's kind of like being like a little bit realistic in terms of, it's Arsenal at the Emirates in front of a sold out crowd, which are going to be majority Arsenal fans. I mean, we had a really good away following there, and you could tell,
Yeah.
at the end the players and the staff and that appreciated it, which was really good. But you are gonna have this mentality going into those big games of I'd take a draw now. Like I'd have took a draw on Sunday. If someone
The thing you don't want to lose on opening day. That's
yeah,
like number one,
yeah.
isn't it?
If someone
Mm.
said to me, would you take a 1-1 now? I was like, absolutely, 100%. I was a snatch someone's hand off it. But as soon as we went 1-0 up, watching that game, I was like, no, I don't want a 1-1 now. I want this to stay 1-0 or go 2-0 or 2-1
Mm.
if it has to be. Like, I don't want to come away with nothing from this game.
Nothing. Yeah.
And I think as well, like, it's been labeled as like a shock like moment that we've won. And it's
Yeah.
like,
I think that really discredits the work that the team did
yeah,
on the pitch.
yeah,
I understand it's not like, yeah, I get it. I understand. But I'm also like, we did this last year against Chelsea. Like, we've upset two major teams on opening day 2 years in a row. Like, probably a little bit more credit is due. One for the performance as well. Like, I think Arsenal were a lot more dominant in the first half, and obviously, God, the amount of saves Lawsy did kind of shows that. But what matters is what's in the back of the net, and ultimately, we were able to do that, and Arsenal weren't. So I feel like probably a little bit more credit should have gone towards us in
yeah,
that way. But God, what a result that was. I genuinely watching it, I was like, wow,
yeah.
what's going on here? Like, do you know what I mean?
And as
And
well, like, what like what I loved the most about that performance was like the just endless running from everyone. There wasn't a time where like there wasn't someone putting someone on like an Arsenal player under pressure or trying to make a run,
making a
or
block.
trying to get
Yeah,
further up the pitch. Like don't get me wrong, Arsenal had the moments where they were in complete control of the game,
yeah.
but we weren't going there to control the game. We were going there to try and win it the way we've won it. So that's
Or
obviously a
at
good
least
plan.
maintain some sort of like shape and
Yeah,
sort of possession throughout the game. I knew, and we all knew, like looking at the stats after it, we were going to be the team with less possession percentage. We were going to be the team with less shots on target. We were going to be the team probably with a lot more clearances and a lot more blocks because we were going to be on the defense. Arsenal have world-class attacking strikers in their team that played at the World Cup, the a regular international, like appearing internationally, sorry, on a regular basis. So I feel like we did know that, but ultimately the determination and just the sheer will to play for the badge, I think, is what helped us get over the line. Like Gemma Bonner, oh my goodness,
Yeah,
in the last 20-25 minutes of the second half,
absolutely
body
body
on the line, like crazy.
Yeah,
I think as well, credit to Jenna Clark, she was getting proper stuck in the whole game, and obviously Lawsy, rightfully so, gets player of the match with those. Some of those saves were absolutely incredible. But I think it was an all-round team performance. I was impressed with so many people. I did get worried at one point that Kerry Holland had seriously injured herself when she did that
yeah, she
slide
was
tackle,
in pain. Yeah,
but she seemed to come back on and was absolutely flying.
yeah,
But even like the subs that come on really pushed as well. Like Enderby come on and Flint, they didn't have maybe too much involvement in an attacking sense, but like they were chasing down the Arsenal players. They were chasing down the ball. They were getting involved and whatnot. But you can't ask for a better result on opening day, can you really? Like you can't. I think when we all saw that fixture come out, however many months ago now, as you said, at the Emirates in front of a sold out crowd. Was it sold out or a very record breaking
it
crowd?
was a record breaking attendance. Yeah,
Yeah. Like we were all like, oh God, oh no. Do you know what I mean? Like you do have that
and
dread, but I think put respect on this, on like that Liverpool side's name for that game, because it was pretty remarkable what they done, and I just hope we take that into these next games to come, because obviously we all know what happened last year against Chelsea. I think it bought us so much time, and obviously it mattered that we lost, but it wasn't like be all end all. But hopefully we just use
we
that
all said
now.
this last night, didn't we? Like in our group chat or Sunday night, we were like, this game like buys us so much happiness for like several
Yeah.
more games to come, like
Yeah.
regardless of like results. Like, don't get me wrong, if we go like the next like five
Oh
beat,
yeah, I'll be a bit
I'd be
annoyed.
like,
But
well, I'm
yeah.
not quite happy about that. But it's like you say, like if we're sitting here like 2 days later and it's still something that's like at the forefront of our minds because we're just so happy about it. So
It was amazing. All round great day.
yeah, and it puts you in like a good position, like going into like the opening home game of the season, on Sunday, especially.
Very late one though.
Yeah, well, Aston Villa 6:45 kickoff in the evening, which is a bit of a bizarre time, but you take what you give them. But yeah, Aston Villa at home is going to be like a tricky game. It is, it always is when you've got someone like Rachel Daly like playing up front
Yes.
for you. So it's going to
But
be a
also
test, but
they also lost on opening day against United, so they're obviously going to want to try and kick off their season against us as well. So there's that to look into.
yeah,
It's going to be cold.
it's going to be cold, potentially
Mm.
rainy, but it's going
So
to be.
the cold nights at Prenton Park, we never thought we'd have to see them again.
I think
They're back.
I think big coat weather's early this year.
I wore my puffer jacket yesterday,
Yeah.
and it's literally just October.
I had a jumper and a jacket on yesterday for my walk.
Yeah, I've been doing that for a good few weeks now. I
Yeah,
love jumpers though, so that's probably why.
yeah, like this is like the ideal season for us. Like we are very much like jumping
Jumpers and
team
coats
or
and
like
scarves and
yeah,
oh, yeah.
that is our vibe. So
But no, I reckon, you know what? We've got the confidence, we've got the momentum from this opening game on top of the world. Let's just keep it going. Like there's this, is it Villa? And then am I right by saying it's the derby after, or has we got one more
yeah,
game in between?
no,
It's the
it's
derby
Villa and then
after.
the derby's the 15th of October. So
So
tickets are on sale for that as well. So if you haven't got your tickets and you want to go, get them quickly because I have a feeling they are gonna go
yes.
quite rapid.
But yeah. it's bloody go time. Do you know what I mean? Like, season is here. Let's go.
Yeah,
Like, it's
like
here and it's coming at you fast.
thick and fast. There's going to be a lot of games now, between now and Christmas.
Pre-season felt short this year. It felt like it flew by.
It's because you don't get to watch any of the games.
Yeah.
So like
They just kind of happen.
they kind of happen and you just go, okay, well that was a 0-0. That's fine. Like don't know what happened, but okay. And you just kind of
Yeah.
go from there. Whereas when the season starts, like and you're seeing some players play for the first time, which you are, you kind of like, oh, you're discovering new things about like
Yeah.
you want to play or whatever else. So it's interesting to kind of you do kind of look forward to the next games more, I feel like. I'm not
Yeah.
a season fan, like both men or women. Like I just don't like it. It just winds me up because I just think, well, you put through like a proper gruesome 6 weeks to then go into like really high, fast paced like
Yeah.
season. And I just think, well, what's the point in playing all these games the way you play them when you're just gonna tire yourself out before the season even starts? But
Literally.
that's what they have to do. So,
It is the way of the world, hey, Lauren. The
but
way of the world.
yeah, fingers crossed for a win on Sunday as well, which will be exciting. Not sure like in terms of like post match what it would be like a print on Sunday night just because of I hope they don't make us stand on the pitch sadly because that's gonna be really cold.
Probably better than standing in the stand, I guess. At least
Yeah, they
change
probably
paper.
will. So we'll try and get like things out in a timely manner. But by all means, come along. I'm getting there early this year because
Oh my God, the car park?
last home game of the season, I had to park 20 minutes away. Took me 20-minute walk to get there.
Honestly,
It was madness.
honestly.
So yeah, I
Cause
would
a ruckus. No, don't. Don't.
no, don't do that.
Don't.
Everyone be nice.
Don't.
Everyone be nice.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely going to get me car park space this time. But yeah, like we say, if you haven't got tickets, grab some, come along, see what it's all about.
You
But
know
yeah,
what we should also say? It's our good friend Michael Manning's birthday today.
it is.
So happy birthday. Well, it might have been tomorrow, yesterday, sorry, by the time this comes
Yeah,
out. But happy
probably.
birthday, Michael. Big
Yeah,
love.
big love to me.
He's
Great
been on the channel before.
great supporter of the podcast.
Yeah, he's been
Big
on the
good
channel
friend.
before.
Yeah.
Now we're probably going to get a message from Andy Bell saying, "Why didn't you shout me out?" There you go. I've done it without even realizing. There you go.
Yeah, probably we'll just mention Emma. We won't.
Yeah, Emma, sound. Come on the podcast soon, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's another thing. If anyone ever has any suggestions of people they would like to see or things we should talk about or you want to see from us, please let us know because we're always open to suggestions. And obviously, we want to make content that everyone wants to watch. So always let us know.
And also, do you prefer videos? Do you prefer just audio? Would you like some written pieces? Would you like short videos, long
Oh,
videos?
bam, bam, bam.
Well, just, let us know. I think that might be a good little Twitter and Instagram poll as well, like to kind of
Yeah.
gauge those what people like as well. But yeah, let us know in the
And we
comments.
are planning to be in person this
Yeah,
today. Lawrence had a slight COVID scare, so we are not engaging in face-to-face action.
but we're
So
okay.
usually, yeah, she's fine. But usually we are going to try to be a little bit more in real life, aren't we?
We are. We are.
Yeah, that's to look forward to.
Definitely. So yeah, we will hopefully, fingers crossed, both be there on Sunday and be in person next week. But yes, good to be back. Exciting times. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. We hope you enjoyed season 6, episode 1, which is
Oh,
weird to say, but yeah, we hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, follow us on our social media as well, which is linked down below. We're doing all right on the social media front at the minute, posting quite regularly, which is
trying to.
trying to. So yeah, if you haven't already, follow us over there. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you all next week with a new podcast. Bye.
Bye.